Good evening everyone, Daniel Miller here. Thank you for coming and joining my gaming industry broadcast. As usual, we are going to be looking at all the news literally coming directly to our shores from various gaming news portals. As you know, they include videogamer.com and IGN, as well as our Games Radar and GameSpot Plus. We had a very busy weekend with Black Friday sales, which are still persisting today. You still can get quite a lot of these offers until 25 hours, so basically now's the time still to have a look at whatever is out there. And as we know, lots of good games offered at lower prices on Steam, PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store. We've gone through all of those during our last few podcasts, particularly the one on Friday, which was entirely dedicated to Black Friday sales. So today we are just going to leave the offers, because if you are interested and if you want to really snap up some of those titles, the best way to do it is just simply to go directly to those portals and basically investigate the games which you're after. Amongst the very good offers are Counter-Strike offer for free. It's freely downloadable on Steam. You can do it tonight and you will get it absolutely free of charge. Otherwise it's about £10 or so. You can get many games on a fraction of the price, between 74p and £2. These are not perhaps the blockbusters that have come out during the last couple of months, but certainly very many that we cherished and treasured over the years. Some are offered as single games, others in bundles. There are some developers and publishers bundles offered on a block price, usually including anything between 5 and 6 to about 50 different games. And on PlayStation Store you can get PlayStation Now for 50% off. It costs you only about £5 a month. You can get the Game Pass on Xbox Store for $1, which will cost you for the first month of usage, and then $7.49 from there on. And we've seen that Xbox and Microsoft were offering some of the older games on prices below $4, or £4 in the UK, £5 in the UK I should say. And indeed PlayStation Now had lots of, PlayStation Store had lots of different offers that included some of the older games, 70%, 80% discount on some of those. I had singled out a number of those games in our Friday session, so definitely worth checking out the recommendations and the pointers given. But we are going to look at whatever came to our shores today from the industry, and there are some news related to Red Dead Online beta, Ghost of a Tale, Cyberpunk 2077, one of the hotly anticipated games, Alien, and Parasite Eve. The news, which is actually buzzing on the social networking, particularly on Twitter today, is related to Red Dead. And as expected, the company had a fantastic success with the release of Red Dead 2, and online beta has been already talked about. Today we've heard that we are not going to wait at all, as the beta testing will start already tomorrow. This is in view of exceptionally good sales. As you know, the first weekend of Red Dead basically brought sales of $725 million, almost $750 million made in 3 days, one of the most successful game launches in the video gaming history. So today we heard from Rockstar Games that the beta for Red Dead Online, the multiplayer component for Red Dead Redemption 2, will launch on November the 27th, which is of course tomorrow. The online Westerner will see a staggered release. Initially, the beta will only be available for those who purchased the Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition, which is the full Monty pack, and the next day it will be up for grabs to anyone who played Rockstar's critically acclaimed prequel on launch day. Following this, Red Dead Online will be available to anyone who played Red Dead 2 within its first 3 days of release. Finally, November the 30th, which is only in a few days, will see all players who own the game gain access to the beta. nothing has been nothing has been revealed about Red Dead Online yet. Rockstar has previously said that it will serve as an evolution of the classic multiplayer experience in the original Red Dead Redemption, blending narrative with competitive and cooperative gameplay in fun new ways. I nearly said waves as well. I don't know what's going on. Must be the Destiny world hitting me head on. Today's news does feature a few extra tidbits. Red Dead Online will allow players to join a posse for up to 8 players and engage in activities such as hunting and fishing, as well as scrapping it out with rival gangs, and then players in spontaneous skirmishes and pitched set-piece battles. You know, obviously, that the game Red Dead Redemption 2 is available now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and we obviously consider it to be one of the best games of the year. We've heard that the game had shipped during the first month about 17 million copies worldwide. I'm not exactly sure whether this includes digital downloads as well as the physical copies, but regardless, the sales are staggering, and the revenue made during the first weekend is one of the best ever in the video gaming history. Ghost of a Tale is hitting consoles in early 2019. CG had announced that Medieval Mouse and Up Ghost of a Tale will be hitting PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in February of 2019. So only what you could say the console exclusive release of Ghost of a Tale. It was previously released on the PC back in March and is currently doing the runs on the Xbox Game Preview service. The game's premise is quite cool. You take control of a mouse named Tylo in medieval times, which is populated by animals and ripe for detailed exploration. So an action RPG by trade, Ghost of a Tale places a large emphasis on stealth, as Tylo, being a mouse, is a lover and not a fighter. You'll chat with other animals, take up quests, use your features to avoid confrontation as you search dwindling heights, keep for your true love, Mira. There is a video and some other bits of news on videogamer.com, so if you're interested in Ghost of a Tale, its final release trailer and all the other niceties, head to videogamer.com and have a look at the entry related to Ghost of a Tale. We've heard that The Walking Dead sales were below expectations. Starbreeze has confirmed that sales of Overkill's The Walking Dead were below expectations, and as a result is now making a number of changes in order to reduce costs and focus on its core business. You could see when you have some difficulties with the game launch, the liquidity of the company is immediately under threat, and this is to do with the way just generally the industry works at the moment. Inward flow of capital is suddenly hampered and everybody is feeling the pinch. This is actually very, very sad, because lots of these development companies are producing amazing works, and indeed, as we know, some of the games are not going to pick up during the first 2 or 3 days of their release, but rather at a later stage. But unfortunately, as we could see, Overkill's The Walking Dead launched for the PC early November, and although it sold decently in China and Russia, the game failed to make much of an impression on the charts in all other countries. In light of the disappointing sales for the zombie cop shooter, Starbreeze has revealed plans to kickstart an initiative to reduce costs and sharpen focus on core business, which will be internal and external development. We will not be able to recognize the license fee from Firefly Games for Overkill's The Walking Dead as revenue until after the end of the fourth quarter, while initial sales revenues from the game are lower than expected. This will have negative impact on fourth quarter earnings, with our target of positive EBITDA Q4. Q4 stands, said Sebastian Alskog, the CFO of Starbreeze Studios. We have initiated a review of our costs to ensure better alignment with our revenues. We are designing a program towards that end. Naturally, while keeping a careful eye on revenue development, we must focus on our core business and ensure delivery of the company's important games. We've heard and we knew that The Walking Dead was originally penciled for release on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One alongside the PC release, but in view of all these difficulties, it has been pushed to early 2019. One of the most eagerly awaited games, and there certainly has been a lot of hype during. We heard that the developer is striving for Red Dead 2 level of quality. As you know, the CD Projekt Red, the developer of The Witcher, is involved with Cyberpunk 2017, and they said during an earnings call that it is looking to have the same level of polish for the game at launch as Rockstar Games' Red Dead Redemption 2. Adam Kaczynski, he praised on the critically acclaimed marvelous title, noting its rave reviews and terrific sales. It is this level of quality, said Kaczynski, that The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt Studio is looking to achieve with its sci-fi adventure. Without a doubt, quality is of paramount importance, said Kaczynski. We strive to publish games which are as refined as Red Dead Redemption 2 and recent Rockstar releases in general. That game is excellent, by the way. We are rooting for it. Rave reviews, excellent sales. CD Projekt Red has also learned from its experience with The Witcher 3, which launched with a number of bugs. What does that teach us? Added Kaczynski. Well, it teaches us that we need to publish extraordinary games, and that's exactly what we are planning to do. Before adding, the studio plans to patch various bugs, both major and minor, before this game, Cyberpunk, is out. Currently, the game is in development for PlayStation 4, PC and Xbox One, and we do not know its possible release date. Batman Arkham Collection is reportedly in the pipeline. Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment is planning bundling together Rocksteady's 3 Batman titles into one package, according to a new Xbox Store listing spotted by True Achievements. The new release will feature critically acclaimed superhero titles Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Knight, all bundled together as the Batman Arkham Collection. Note the Batman Arkham Origins is not included in the list, which is a real shame, as we love the game in its own right. However, it wasn't developed by Rocksteady. Warner Montreal handled that one, so that's the sole reason for non-inclusion. According to the listing, the Batman Arkham Collection will feature all post-launch content for each game and is slated for release on November 27th. Both Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were previously remastered on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One a few years back. Support for Xbox One X is also listed, although we've heard nothing on that from Warner Collection. Alien Blackout, rumours point to reveal the Game Awards. As we are obviously anticipating the Game Awards 2018, we're looking to play host to the reveal of a new Alien title, according to a series of recent rumours. On the net, of course. First up, we'll have a cryptic tweets from Jeff Kigley, featuring the words "World will change," presented in a font that looks strikingly similar to that used in the Alien franchise. He also included the hashtag The Game Awards and the date, December the 6th, which is a not too subtle way of saying something will go down at the event early next month. A couple of weeks, in other words. Not only that, but 20th Century Fox last week trademarked something called Alien Blackout, which is very likely the new video game that has everyone flapping their gums lately. While nothing official has been revealed, it is looking likely that Cold Iron is behind the new Alien game. Its own website confirms that it is working on a title based on the popular horror sci-fi series. Horror sci-fi series, for God's sake. I mean, my brain's not working today. I don't know what's going on. For PC and consoles, I repeat this again. Its own website confirms that it is working on a title based on the popular horror sci-fi series for PC and consoles, and the studio was snapped up by Foxnet to work on a new Alien game. Add all that up, and this is all looking very likely that Alien Blackout will be announced on December the 6th. So, given how brilliant Alien Isolation was, we all are tremendously excited. For more news, just access the developer's Twitter. We've heard another rumour, and as we know, due to the way investments work, the industry, PR and the portals are absolutely rife with rumours. We hear all kinds of things at all times in order to attract investment, because if the rumour is up there, then the likelihood of some sort of evolution is indeed proposed, and this makes it very interesting for the investors, i.e. certain people who want to, companies want to invest into particular developers, and therefore their capital investment could rise. So one of the latest rumors is Zelda Skyward Sword teased for the Switch. We've heard quite a lot about this during the last week, and Nintendo's Eiji Anomura had reportedly teased a Switch version of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. He attended a Legend of Zelda Concert 2018 performance in Japan over the weekend, with attendees later posting on social media that he brought up the prospect of the motion sensing adventure game for Nintendo's hybrid console. We know what you're thinking. You're expecting the game to be on Switch, right? He was reported to have said, prompting a rapturous applause from the audience. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was released on the Wii back in 2011 and utilized one-to-one motion controls, allowing Link to swing his weapon based on the exact movements. It was great, and it worked as we expected it to. We've already heard that they basically had the Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess for Wii U, so a high-definition version of this game will also definitely be greatly appreciated. The news I was quite excited to receive today is which is one of my favourite PlayStation games, Parasite Eve. Who remembers this game? It appeared to be at the same time. There is some speculation that perhaps this game is set for revival. It has been trademarked in Europe by publisher Square Enix via Gematsu, suggesting a revival of the classic horror franchise, which may be on the cards. Well, we're not sure, there'll be no official announcements as yet, but we're certainly living in hope. To be fair, it has been a long time since we saw anything from Parasite Eve. The last entry was back in 2010 in the shape of PlayStation Portable outing, which was the third birthday, and before that there was 1999's Parasite Eve number 2. The series launched the PlayStation in 1998, with the first game being a sequel to Hideaki Senna's novel of the same name. Parasite Eve takes place in New York City during the Christmas 1987 season, and it sees police officer Aya Bray battling against the demonic Eve, a woman hell-bent on destroying the human race using spontaneous combustion. Square Enix is keeping tabs on everything and anything regarding the series at the moment, although hopefully the trademark does mean something in its pipeline. So if we look back, it's been almost 20 years since Parasite Eve was originally released. The last bit of news we have on Agent. Take-Two had abandoned its trademark for Agent, the PlayStation 3 exclusive stealth game from Rockstar that was announced way back in 2009 during the E3 conference. Take-Two abandoned the trademark as of November the 19th, according to a status update for the filing of the US Patent and Trademark Office. The reason, well, simple, abandoned because no statement of use or extension request timely filed after notice of allowance was issued. Rockstar Games has provided few details on Agent since its initial unveiling, and to be fair, most of us probably accepted the project was dead long ago. Despite this, the trademark was renewed multiple times in the past, fueling hope that Agent may yet see the light of day. It is quite sad that the only thing that comes to mind when thinking about Agent is that logo, and that's pretty much all we ever saw on the game. So, my dear friends, we've looked at all the news that have come to our shores today. We are not going to be looking at the end of Black Friday sales. There are plenty of offers still on Steam, PlayStation Store and Microsoft Store. I talked about some of the best ones earlier in the program. And we are going to be continuing our evening with Destiny 1 World, and continuing with a new character, my Hunter character, in his quest for justice. So, I thank you all for coming, for watching my broadcast, for enjoying the news, indeed for following some of my directions, using some of the pointers going to Steam and to PlayStation Microsoft stores. Thank you so much for purchasing some of the games as well, and I wish you all a very good night.